I just wanna treat you. Oh. You say that you love me, but I know it isn't true. You play all these games, but I wanna play them with you. Tell me that you love me, and I know it isn't true. Why you gonna go around and mess all up my view? You say that you love me, but I know it isn't true. You play all these games, but I wanna play them with you. Tell me that you love me, and I know it isn't true. Why you gonna go around and mess all up my view? I just wanna make bread and fall in love with a bad bitch, but I'm just riding around and fall in love with a catfish. Showing this love and the baby, I don't wanna have this. Fire and shots like how you try not to be Katniss. And you're a bad one, I just wanna have fun. Moving around, so now I'll tell you what I've done. I've got a girl, but baby, I've never had one. In the bedroom, you're moving all freaky. Calling my phone and telling me that you need me. You're a hoe, I'm moving all cheeky. I've moved on now, baby, can you leave me? Now you want me, but I just wanna go. I'm done with you, now please leave me alone. You say that you love me, but I know it isn't true. You play all these games, but I wanna play them with you. Tell me that you love me, and I know it isn't true. Why you gonna go around and mess all up my view? You say that you love me, but I know it isn't true. You play all these games, but I wanna play them with you. Tell me that you love me, and I know it isn't true. Why you gonna go around and mess all up my view?
I don't want to hear shit unless Camber mixed it.
She a bad bitch, money real line like elastic, and they all gon' try, can't have it. See up on the table, see wildin', well, yeah, we can have it. Boy walking, cause traffic. It's a Friday, so we automatic. Have a good night, then rewind it, well, yeah. I don't know, no, but I think she like me on the low. I don't wanna walk out here alone. Yeah, she's so bad, and she walk around the town like she know that. Every girl take a picture on a Kodak. She gon' throw it on the ground with a throwback. Yeah, she a bad bitch. Money real long like elastic, and they all gon' try, can't have it, no. She a bad bitch. Money real long like elastic, and they all gon' try, can't have it. See up on the table, see wildin', well, yeah, we can have it. Boy walking, cause traffic. It's a Friday, so we automatic. Have a good night, then rewind it, well, yeah. And girl, I know you ain't never been treated right before, but girl, I just want you on a low. Yeah, girl, on the low, that's somebody that I wanna know. I don't wanna mess with no hoe, cause they make me feel alone. And I don't wanna mess with these hoes. It always seems like it's a mess with these hoes, and I don't ever feel my best with these hoes. With you, I be the best, I know. She a bad bitch, money real long like elastic, and they all gon' try, can't have it, no. She a bad bitch, money real long like elastic, and they all gon' try, can't have it. See up on the table, see wildin', well, yeah, we can have it. Boy walking, cause traffic. It's a Friday, so we automatic. Have a good night, then rewind it, well, yeah. She a bad bitch, money real long like elastic.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the MarxTakes sports radio show presented by 12 Ounce Sports. We are back. It is December 29th. We are in bowl season. I mean, it's been pretty enjoyable for the most part. Obviously, bowls have been canceled left and right, but I'm been trying to enjoy every single bowl so far. Hope everybody had a really great, relaxing holiday weekend. Christmas, New Year's is just in a couple days. My favorite week out of the whole year is the week between Christmas and New Year's. I love it because you can do absolutely nothing and nobody cares. So again, I hope everyone's staying safe, staying healthy, and I'm glad to be back Wednesdays, 2 p.m. Pacific time, 5 p.m. Eastern time. So let's just get right into it. I want to get into it because we actually have the Cheez-It Bowl that's starting at 2:45 That's in just 45 minutes. I've already placed my bet. Iowa State Clemson. I'm taking Clemson -2 against Iowa State. If you don't like the spread, you can get them at -130 money line, which is still pretty decent value there. It's not even juiced that much, I would say. I would even take the -130. I've already taken the -2. I like the spread here. I like Clemson because obviously Clemson was on my list of teams earlier. I don't know if you guys remember, but I had two teams that I would never bet on ever during college football, or I would purposely bet against because they were so bad against the spread. Those teams were Indiana and Clemson. And Indiana ended up being, I think, the worst team against the spread in college football. But Clemson actually kind of turned it around in the last like 2, 3, 4 weeks of the season. They ended up covering. I think when they covered against Florida State, I think they covered out. And yeah, so they're actually kind of hot right now against the spread. So I'm going to take Clemson. They're going to be in Orlando. I would imagine it's going to be majority of Clemson fans because that's a pretty close trip. Clemson to Orlando. It's not far at all. So I'm taking Clemson -2. Obviously, the game starts in 45 minutes. So that's why I want to just jump right in, get my picks in because the game does start in 45 minutes. I also do have a parlay going on right now. I have Maryland money line and Oklahoma money line parlayed. It was actually better value than I was expecting. It was about a +110 parlay, which I was kind of shocked about, but Maryland was only a -180 money line. I don't really know why. Virginia Tech was like on their third string QB. Maryland is whooping them right now. The last time I checked, it was 50 to like 10. Let's see what the score is, or 47 to 10. I just saw Maryland score in a scoop and score. I mean, it's like a bloodbath out there. 47 to 10 in the Pinstripe Bowl. So shout out to Maryland. They actually looked really good, and their quarterback looked amazing. Tua's younger brother, and I know he was getting like a lot of heat over this past season, but he looked really good. I think it's about time we start the Heisman campaign for him. He has 265 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and he's 20 for 24. Pretty amazing stats out of him, and I think people were giving him shit at the beginning of the season. I mean, to be fair, they are 6-6. They're not they're not a great team, but they are whooping Virginia Tech right now. Whooping Virginia Tech. And this is the same Virginia Tech that I bet against when I bet Virginia to beat Virginia Tech in a parlay that I had. I think it was the last week of the regular season. Had Virginia over Virginia Tech, and Virginia Tech beat Virginia. So I'm like, I actually thought Tech was pretty good, but Maryland is just whooping them. It's 47 to 10. I would imagine the backup quarterback is now in for Maryland. 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. So I have my Maryland-Oklahoma parlay. So we're going to be going strong. We're going to be going into the night for Oklahoma-Oregon. Good game. I like this game a lot. So hopefully Oklahoma can pull it out. I'm confident in Oklahoma that they will be able to pull it out. I just don't know. I hope Caleb Williams plays well and we're not getting like the fraud Oklahoma that we all know. But I also think Oregon is dead. I mean, they got destroyed by Utah. I think they are dead and momentum is low. So I do have my Maryland-Oklahoma parlay still going. And hopefully, sickos that are listening to this on Spotify and Apple afterwards, if you're listening to this and this loses and you're celebrating, you're a sicko. You are a sicko. And I hope you have a horrible 2022 if you're listening to this after the parlay might lose. And then I'm on Clemson -2.5. That starts in, again, 40 minutes now. So let's get into the rest of the bowl games. So those are the only 2 games we have left today. Iowa State, Clemson, Oregon, Oklahoma tomorrow. South Carolina, North Carolina in the Mayo Bowl. The winner, the coach of the winning team gets a bowl of mayo thrown on him, bucket of mayo, which is disgusting. I think I'd almost try to lose so I wouldn't have to have a bucket of mayo pouring on me. Purdue, Tennessee in the Music City Bowl. I like Purdue +6. Not an official play, but I am leaning towards Purdue +6 in the Music City Bowl. A lot of people are like, yeah, Tennessee, this is like a home game for them. They're in Nashville. But I also think like Purdue is not that far from Nashville. I lived in Indiana for a whole year, and Nashville was a very, very close trip. So I think Purdue fans will make the trip down there, and I think you're going to see a lot more Purdue fans than you're expecting. But obviously, Tennessee, it is very close. Like Tennessee, the school is very close to Nashville, but I think there's going to be more Purdue fans than you expect because they're going to make the trip. And then one of the games I'm looking forward to the most, the Peach Bowl, Pittsburgh and Michigan State. Michigan State -2.5. And then we have Arizona State, Wisconsin in the Las Vegas Bowl. And then Friday the 31st, that's the big day, the college football playoff, Cincinnati, Alabama, and Georgia, Michigan. I want to talk about these two games first because I think, honestly, like they're the most exciting games. Let's get into my first play. So I'm taking Michigan +7.5 against Georgia. Michigan, the 2 seed, Georgia, the 3 seed. Georgia coming off an embarrassing loss in the SEC championship. Michigan is hot. They have a player who was Heisman candidate, finalist. Obviously, he didn't win, but the season he's had has been insane. Coach of the year, Jim Harbaugh, coach of the year. So, they have all the praise right now. They have all the hype, all the praise. I see them partying out in Miami. If you've been following them, if you've been following their trip in Miami, they've been on a yacht. They've been partying at the beach. They've been doing this. I'm like, oh God, I hope they don't catch COVID. That would be such a bummer because all these games are getting canceled. I'm like, what would happen with the college football playoff? They're in Miami out of all cities, which is the biggest city. I'm taking Michigan +7.5. I feel like it is my civic duty to take Michigan +7.5. I also think that I saw Jim Harbaugh. He was drinking a cup of Hennessy. He was drinking a cup of Hennessy on the beach, and I see that photo, and I think I have no choice but to take Michigan +7.5. That photo is awesome. If you haven't seen it, it's on the Orange Bowl Instagram, and it's on the Orange Bowl Twitter. It's just Jim Harbaugh on the beach enjoying a glass of Hennessy. It's honestly more likely scotch or anything, but my brain immediately goes to Hennessy, and I'm like, yeah, Jim Harbaugh is drinking Henny on the beach. I have to take Michigan +7.5. I would like to see where the public money is on this and where the sharps are. Georgia, I think Georgia can stomp Michigan, but my brain goes to Georgia has beat nobody. I mean, who's their best win? Tennessee, Arkansas. Who else? I think that's it. I mean, they really didn't beat anybody this entire year. So I'm like, who are they gonna beat? But who have they beat this year? Nobody. And then they finally get their match against Alabama and blow it and get destroyed. So I have to take Michigan +7.5. It's just too many points. And if it's going to be over a touchdown score, I have to take the underdog, Michigan +7.5. This is a field goal type game. Okay? This is a field goal type game. And I'm taking Michigan +7.5. If Michigan wins this game, I will jump into my freezing cold pool. It's 50 degrees in my pool. It's 50 degrees in my pool. I will jump in Friday night after the game, and if Michigan wins, I don't think Michigan is going to win. I may sprinkle the money line just, for purposes of me being a Michigan fan and wanting them to win and wanting to jump into my freezing cold pool. I may sprinkle the money line at +230. I don't know. I just think we're giving too much credit to Georgia and they've beat nobody. Tennessee, Arkansas. Maybe I'm missing somebody, but it's really not that important because whoever it is, they stink. Florida, so I'm taking Michigan +7.5. I do want to look up the public money on this because I feel like the public is really slamming Michigan, and that kind of concerns me because then, the game will start and Georgia will just destroy them. But I don't know. I think Michigan is, I think Michigan is the team to cover. I hope that they win, but again, I wouldn't be surprised if Georgia just like steamrolls them. But we'll see. I am taking Michigan 7.5. That is my bet. Cincinnati, Alabama. That's the game that I'm going to take Alabama minus 13.5 against Cincinnati. I'm actually going to take an alternate line as well. I'm going to take Alabama minus 20. And I think the score is going to be 60-20. I think it's going to be a bloodbath. Credit to Cincinnati. What they did this season is phenomenal. And they proved everybody wrong, and they got into the college football playoff, not being in a Power 5 conference, which is, it's amazing, and it's amazing for college football, but they're going to get steamrolled. This is a different beast that they're playing against. This isn't Houston, this isn't SMU, this isn't, who else do they play? Memphis. It's none of those teams, and because of that, I have to take Alabama minus 13.5, and I will be taking the alternate spread as well, minus 20.5. I'm going to take that. I may even take minus 28.5 because I think it's going to be an absolute bloodbath. Call me crazy, call me whatever, but I do think that Alabama is going to destroy them 60-20, 60-17, something along those lines, but I cannot back Cincinnati here. This is just a different beast that they are playing against, and I have to take Alabama minus 13.5, minus 20, minus 28, whatever the alternate spread is with the most value, I'm going to take because I think it's going to be a bloodbath. And again, shout out to Cincinnati. They had an amazing season. They, proved all odds and made it to the college football playoff, but I have to take Alabama minus 13.5, and I have to take the alternate spread. All right, so I'm going to be right back, and when we come back, I'm going to talk about the rest of the games, the rest of the bowl games, and then talk about some NFL. I'll be back in probably about 3 minutes or so. Enjoy the music, and I'm just going to go get some water. I will be right back. Boy, walking cause traffic. Friday, so we automatic. Have a good night and rewind it.
Oh my god, kid season, you're crazy.
All of my diamonds to hit, I believe it. If you got money, then give me a feature. Straps on my body, I feel like a cheetah. Shawty, she want me, I don't wanna meet her. I get it back and I'm doing the most. I'm making hits and I feel like the GOAT. Now I got money, I'm making it toast. These bitches on me, they doing the most. I get it back and I'll do it again. Shawty, she on me, she telling her friends. If you want a feature, then give me a band. I'm making money, I don't make amends. They keep on telling me I ain't gon' make it in music, but I'm gonna be who I am. I'm finna put on my team and mention these label, they on me cause I'm a demand. I want designer bags, expensive tags. Baby, we can run planet Earth and get it back. In the stool like every night, I run it back. To all the people who doubted me, I know you sad. Da 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 da. Yeah, yeah. Da da da. Wait till this shit drop. All of my diamonds to hit, I believe it. If you got money, then give me a feature. Straps on my body, I feel like a cheetah. Shawty, she want me, I don't wanna meet her. I get it back and I'm doing the most. I'm making hits and I feel like the GOAT. Now I got money, I'm making it toast. These bitches on me, they doing the most. I call Shawty Mama C, stacking bread just like it's some Peter. Shawty call me ID&D, get hits like I'm Derek Jeter. Get my numbers up, never paid attention in math. But now my bank account got comments and my teachers is mad.
Alright. I'm back. Alright, we are back. Let's get into the rest of the games. So we talked about college football playoff, but I will just say it again. Michigan plus 7.5. I'm actually gonna take the money line right now as well. I'm gonna do it. I know I said I was thinking about it, but I'm placing the bet right now. I'm gonna place the bet right now. Michigan plus 5 to win. Michigan plus 230 money line. I'm going to put $10 down, and that's going to win me $23. I think it's worth a sprinkle. I really think it is. You just never know with this Georgia team when they've beaten absolutely nobody. They've beaten not a soul, and I just did it. I took the money line, Michigan money line, and I'm on plus 7.5. I'm going all in on Michigan. Okay, like I said, Alabama minus 13.5, and I'm going to take the alternate line as well, but my book puts alternate lines on like the day of, like it will be the day of game. So like right now they only have Iowa State alt lines, they only have Clemson alt lines, they only have Oregon alt lines, and they only have Oklahoma alt lines. They only do it by day. So I'm gonna place it the day of. So on the 31st, I'll place the alternate line. But I've already placed Michigan minus 13.5, and then I'll have the alternate line on the 31st, which I believe is Friday. There's no concept of time really during this week between Christmas and New Year's. Like there's basically zero concept of time. Alright, so let's get into the rest. These are all leans. I have not played any of these yet, but these are for tomorrow, the 30th. Pitt, Michigan. I'm leaning towards Pitt plus 2.5. I love Kenny Pickett. He's awesome. I also like the over 55.5. Two pretty good offenses. Pitt's offense is always really good, and Michigan State has a pretty bad defense. So I do like the over 55.5. It's a lot of points for a Big Ten game, but with the combination of Kenny Pickett and the Michigan State's really bad defense, I like Pitt plus 2.5. Purdue, like I said, I like Purdue plus 6 against Tennessee. I don't think the factor of Tennessee basically having a home game, I really don't think it factors into it. I think there will be, like I said, there will be a lot more Purdue fans than you think. It's really not that far of a drive, and they will make the trip over. So let's get into the rest of the New Year's 6 games. So Saturday, January 1, 2022, we have the Outback Bowl, Arkansas, Penn State. That's a tough game, but I'm leaning towards Arkansas minus 1 against Penn State. It's very close, though. Arkansas, both these teams are pretty fraudulent. Pretty fraudulent. So I like Arkansas. I don't know, it's tough, but I like Arkansas. And, yeah. Notre Dame, Oklahoma State. That one I'm going to stay away from, but I do like the under 45.5. Too many points for two pretty bare offenses. and two pretty strong defenses. Oklahoma State has a solid defense, so I think I'm going to lean towards the under 45.5. Then we have the Citrus Bowl. I always get the Outback Bowl, the Citrus Bowl confused because it's always an SEC team and a Big Ten team. Like, I always get those two bowls the most confused. So I like Iowa +3. I would even take the money line, truly, against Kentucky. Iowa's a solid team. I know they're coming off that embarrassing Big Ten loss against Michigan, but I like +3 here. I would even maybe take the money line. I'm not sold on Kentucky at all. They had a solid season. They went 9-3, but I like Iowa +3 against Kentucky. That may be like a mortal lock for me. I would imagine a lot of people are on that. Again, which makes me pretty nervous. So I'm looking for the, let's see here. Oh, here we go. So, yeah, 70% of the bets are on Michigan. Because I said I was going to look up Georgia versus Michigan public betting. So, yeah, 75% of the bets are on Michigan, which makes me a little bit concerned. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're all on Michigan +7.5, but that concerns me quite a bit. I don't love betting with the public. I mean, if there's like one team, 71% of the bets are on Clemson -2. They did open as a 1.5 point underdog. Let's see here. 74% of the money is on 74% of the bets are on Alabama. 73% of the bets are on Michigan State. I like Pitt there. Let's see what else. 70% of the bets are on Michigan. That doesn't like make me super happy, but we'll see. Okay, so then Utah. Here's the thing about Utah, Ohio State. The Rose Bowl is usually one of, if not the most exciting New Year's Six bowl game, I would say. So even, when it's a playoff game, it's awesome. But even when it's not even a playoff game, it's by far the most exciting New Year's Six day bowl. Like, there's always sunset vibes at the Rose Bowl. You know what I mean? Like, it's a sunset. People are hungover from New Year's. They're just vibing out. Sunset, SoCal. It's always fantastic. But Ohio State, their players are, like, none of their players are playing. I think Chris Olave's out. Somebody else, too. Let's see. Chris Olave, even though he was still suited up for practice, he's not playing. Let's see. Garrett Wilson's not playing. So it's like, what? They're just, like, they're getting ready for the draft, but they're not playing. So it's like, it's definitely kind of, it sucks a lot because Rose Bowl is supposed to be sick, but, they're just opting out left and right. So it's not really, like, as important. Like, I don't really care about this game at all. But I usually do care quite a bit. I just don't care at all. So I'm going to take Utah +4, though, solely for that reason. And I think there's going to be a lot of Utah fans. It's fairly close. So I'm taking Utah +4. And I would take the under 64. It's just a bummer that they've made it unimportant this year. You know what I mean? It's just like, I don't even care about the Rose Bowl at all. I was hoping for it to be Michigan-Oregon, but, Michigan is on to bigger and better things, and Oregon sucks. So, like, Oregon's playing tonight, so they suck. And then, last game, Baylor and Mississippi State. I'm taking Ole Miss. I mean, not Mississippi State, Ole Miss. Sorry, I'm taking Ole Miss -1. Baylor is dead after they, I think it's really hard for me to bet against Ole Miss. I love their coach. I'm part of the Lane train all the way. And I love him in bowl games. It's very hard for me to bet against the Lane train in a bowl game, so I'm taking Ole Miss -1. And those are all my bowl plays. I love the next couple of days of college football. It's truly unmatched, and it is so fun. So let me just recap my bets here. I'm taking Clemson -2. The game starts in 15 minutes. Don't worry, I'm going to end this so everyone can get back. I'm taking Oregon, Oklahoma. I have Oklahoma in a parlay with Maryland. Maryland, I think the game is over. Congrats to them. It's 54-10. Final. They scored one more time. That's crazy. 54-10. And Virginia Tech did not score in the second half. So I have Oklahoma. Hopefully they can pull through. I'm going to lean towards Purdue +6, Pitt +2.5, Alabama -13.5. I'm taking the alternate line of -21 and -28, YOLO. And then I'm taking Michigan +7.5. I've also taken the money line as well. I did it during the show. I placed a bet for the money line. Let's ride. Taking Arkansas -1, Iowa +3, Utah +4, and Ole Miss -1. Those are my plays. What a card. Let's have a great New Year's 6. Let's have a great college football playoff. Let's finish out bowl season strong. Thank you all for listening. Have a great New Year's, and I'll catch you guys in 2020.